Welcome back. Following on from last week where we finished our box with some nice fillets on the edges and chamfers, we're going to be looking at projections between bodies. So we'll link the lid with the lower half that we've already made. Doing some countersunk holes. So in the top here we've got some countersunk holes. Offset and fit and tolerances. To make this lid fit snugly within inside the box part, we need to allow a small tolerance, and particularly when we're factoring 3D printing. And then we'll look at how to convert it all into a separate component. So let's jump in. Now I'm going to create my lid, so I'll create a sketch on this top edge that our lid will sit against. And I'll use project to get the profile that I'm working with. And I'm just going to go through and select everything that's on the very outer edge. We're going to use the projection link, so if I change the size of the main box, the lid will also change. And finish sketch. Do an extrude. Now you'll see that I've still got multiple different layers that I can choose from. So I need to choose all of these bits. And I'll make that a 2mm high edge. I don't want to join. This is important. I now want a new body. We could also go new component, but for the moment we'll stick with new body. And go OK. So that top is now a physically separate body from the bottom. So I'll call that lid. And sketch 7 will also call lid. So I can hide the box and just have the lid, or hide the lid and just have the box, or have them both together. So the next thing, I want some holes to screw this thing down. So I will do a sketch on this top edge. And I'm going to do a projection of where the holes are underneath. Now to make it easier for me, I will just turn on the one that had the point, so it's that one there. I'll turn that one off. So I can now project that dot, and same for the others. And projection link and OK. And that's all I want to do at this point of this sketch. So we've now got ourselves our 4 holes that will line directly up. So by selecting them using the hole tool, 1, 2, did we get that one? 2, must have, 3, 4. I'm a bit surprised I'm not seeing the outline, but we're going to go for a countersunk head. It will have a width of 6mm. It will have a depth of, I'll also make that 6mm. No possible faces found. So I've actually drawn my sketch on the wrong plane. I've drawn it on the inner edge of the box instead of the outer. So I'll just cancel what I'm doing. I can fix that without redrawing the whole thing. I'll select the sketch, just name it for future, lid holes. And I'm going to right click and go redefine sketch plane. So it will ask me, where do you want it to be? I want it to be on that top there. So go OK, and hopefully that drawing is now onto the top edge, although I'm not convinced it has. We'll give that a try. So 6mm, width 6, it's a countersunk. So it's showing me there what it's going to drill, and instead of the depth going all the way through, I'm going to make it come up to this bottom edge. So I can actually click on that. I'll just hide the base, and if I click that bottom edge, it'll snap to it. Then we have our thread width here. It's predefined by what we've set below, but we could also change that if it wasn't set. Now I only selected one hole, so I'll go back in and select the other holes for it. So select on these points. So we now have ourselves 4 nice countersunk holes, and if we turn the lower part on, they should line up with the holes below. That one there, you can see I've actually chosen the wrong hole for it, so I'll just go in and fix that up. So double click here, select, I will unselect that one, edit the hole, select that one as well, and OK. Okay, so now I've got the 4 holes in the right spots. So like we did on the lower box, we just want to make some of these edges nice and smooth. So we'll put the chamfer on this under edge. So I'll hide the box, make it a little bit easier to see what we're doing. So we'll choose that edge there, and we'll go for 0.5 and OK. And the top we'll put a nice fillet on of 2mm and OK. So I've now got myself a really nice ledge for my lid, but I have a problem that it won't actually lock into the box below. Now that might be alright because of my screw holes, but we're going to do one more step here. I can select this underside as my drawing plane. So I'll select that. We're going to start a new drawing on that edge, and it gets a little bit awkward here because I need to see through the box, but I also need the box visible to project. So this will give us a chance to look at another feature. So one of the ways that I can do this is down here in my display visual style. I can tell it that I want wireframe view, and that will literally make it that I'm seeing through everything, and I can start to choose the edges I want. So I could project and know which edges I'm grabbing in there, or if I square that back up, I'll make that back to where it was, shaded. Whoops. I can instead, over on this box, tell it to slice, and what that will do is it's actually given me a slice down to the lid, but I'm still got access to all of the other areas, so I can project the different references that I've got around here. So I'm going to do it with the wireframe for this particular purpose. So I'll go back, use the wireframe, I'll project, and I want that edge there, that edge, get the right edge here. So I think it's that one. It can get a little bit confusing. We can always come back and get the right ones. And that one there. Okay, so now I can turn off the visibility of that, and I should just have my edges that I want to bring down. So I'm basically trying to make a little lip that I can insert inside the other. So we'll create an offset from these edges. 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. I don't want it exactly on the edge, otherwise it's going to be a very snug fit. So I want it to be 0.5 2 of a millimeter inward from what I had. So I think that's in the right direction. No, it's the other way, so it'll be -2. So it goes inside of it. So that's my first edge. And then I want to create another offset from that. So I'll select that one again. One of it has already been offset, so it's not going to let me do that. I'll have to choose the outer again. So I just have to choose those 4 edges again. So I can't use an offset twice for the same reference. I've got to choose a fixed point. And in this case, I just want to come in by saying -1 mil. So it's right onto the edge of that circle, but it's on the underside, so that will be fine. I'll finish sketch. And if I now extrude that line, you see, because I'm currently in the different view mode, that it's just the outline, it looks quite different. So I'm coming down and it's showing me that it's a cut. Now I thought I had projected to the correct surface, but again I've got the wrong one, so I'm just going to cancel at that point, change this visual style back to shaded, and this particular one I'll label as inner lip, lid inner lip. I'm going to change where it's defined from. Actually no, that is the right spot. I've just got the lid upside down. Forget what I said. Okay, project. Taking that edge and we're going up. So we've now got a 1 mil edge by 1 mil deep. Now it may not be that I want it 1 mil deep. If you remember back inside the box, turn this off, we had that little lip there. Now I think that is a millimeter, but I'm going to just remeasure it. So measure that ledge there, that little bit, and it is 1 millimeter. So if I make it exactly 1 millimeter, I'm going to hit hard up against that, whereas I want a slight gap, so I'll make it slightly under. Alright, so we'll go back into my lid, make this sketch visible on the underside of it, turn that one off, select that, bring it down, so I'll make it 0.9 of a mil. Now I selected the inner accidentally, so I'll just double click that again. So I just want that one there. 0.9 of a mil, join, okay. So you can see there I have a nice little lip all the way around. I may want to round those corners just to make it a clean finish. So I'll do them with a chamfer. So 1, 2, 3, and just go all the way around. And there we've got ourselves a nice little lip that'll fit in easily and cleanly inside of the other one. So I'll do another save, and this time it'll be box with lid. Okay. And the beauty of these milestones is we can easily jump back to them later on. So we can see it's just updating to the cloud here. If you disconnect from the internet at any time, it just does this next time you reconnect. All right, so final step, I want to join these two parts together. So I've got an upper and a lower part. So I'm going to right click on the box and I'll tell it to create a component. And you'll see it's disappeared from here and it's now down in this section. Do the same for the lid. Now the reason I've done this is I can now manipulate those parts as separate entities, and we can move them around, join them together, and in a separate training we will learn how to make it that can actually snap inside that and fit inside it and have moving joints and things like that. So that's it for this particular video. Coming up in the next video, we'll be looking at how to revolve a shape around another shape. We'll then be looking at how to add realistic materials and colors to make the box look like the real thing. So in this case, we'll create a see-through perspex top with a colored lower part of the box. So until next time, you enjoy making, and we'll talk soon.